To other matters now, the Brazilian government says it will provide Nigeria with the knowledge to produce needed equipment to win the war against insecurity. The team, led from the Brazilian Ministry of Defense, Luis Antonio Brito, disclosed this in Abuja at a Brazil-Nigeria Aviation, Security and Defense Trade Forum. Well, Arise correspondent Punariman Benjamin tells us more.
Director Joint Services. Director Joint Services is sitting next on.
These are members of the Nigeria and Brazil defense, aviation and security sectors. They are here to strategize on ways to partner and rebuild Nigeria's technology to improve security in the air, land and the sea. The team leads from the Brazilian Ministry of Defense, Luis Brito, says this partnership would also provide resources and training in the various sectors.
We can work together, don't help, work together to establish the strategic plans to developing your technological autonomy, your land force, armed force and the Navy.
To work hand in hand with Nigeria to develop defense products in this country. Why? Because in this very strategic sector of the economy, autonomy and independence is crucial. Because if you don't detain, if you don't hold the technology to produce your own defense products, you don't have any autonomy.
The Nigerian government is promising to continue to provide funding for its security operatives to defeat current security challenges.
The desire of the Brazilian government to help Nigeria build capacity, not just to purchase things from them, but to help build capacity. You know, we have our Defense Industrial Corporation. There is a lot of effort in the reform arrangement that the government is doing now to reposition it, to enable it to produce most of what we require.
Nigeria obviously needs help in the defense, aviation and security sectors. It stands to benefit more from this collaborative effort if both countries match words with actions. Nigerians hope that this will not end up in the archives like many others before it. With this new collaborative effort between the Nigerian and the Brazilian government, it is expected that we will begin to see improvements in the areas of aviation, defense and security that will be beneficial to the Nigerian people. Punarman Benjamin, Arise News.
Well, for more on this bilateral cooperation on tackling insecurity, Richard Guerra de Araujo, Ambassador of Brazil to Nigeria, and Lieutenant General Luis Antonio, lead delegate from the Brazilian defense team, joins us now. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the news tonight. Pretty interesting what Brazil, plans to do here. In other, from other conversations with other countries, it's either an issue of coming in for training to train the armed forces, or security operatives, or striking some kind of arms deal. Here, you're looking to build capacity for Nigeria to produce, what it needs to tackle insecurity. Talk us through what informed this decision, Richard.
Yeah. Good night.
It's me.
Go ahead, Ambassador Richard. Yeah, I just mentioned. Please go ahead, Ambassador Richard.
I am the ambassador.
Yes, go ahead. The camera. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for inviting me to this evening. This is, as a matter of fact, this is the third edition of the forum that we organized at the Brazilian Embassy. And as you said before, the idea is to establish a sort of a bilateral cooperation with Nigeria. In order, the idea is not only to sell military equipment or defense products to Nigeria. The idea is to share technology, cutting-edge technology with the Nigerian armed forces. So this is one of the pillars of this bilateral cooperation that we want to establish with this country. And of course, training and capacity building is another very important pillar in this bilateral cooperation. Then a financial package, because all this military equipment are expensive, and we need a sort of a financial support in order to make this the purchase of this equipment possible. And the fourth and maybe most important pillar is job creation, local job creation, because the idea is of course again, it's not only to export these defense products to the Nigerian market, but also to manufacture these defense products locally, so we can also create jobs locally. At the same time, transfer technology to the country that we are, establishing this cooperation.
Well, thank you, Ambassador. And apologies, your name is not Richard, but Ricardo.
Richard is the translation in English.
Oh,
Richard,
nice.
of
Okay,
course. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. We need to clarify that. But let me bring you into the conversation, Antonio, Louis. It sounds like a holistic approach, but from what you have seen so far, because some would say the harder the Nigerian government tries, the harder the terrorists push back. From what you have seen so far, do you just think it's, the capacity and, of course, the socio-economic angle that the ambassador here has mentioned that is missing in this fight against terrorism in Nigeria? What is missing in your own opinion?
I need to show you that we can work together, because in our history, we have problems so hard like you have in your country. We are two big countries, one in South America, another in Africa. And the last 40 years, we increased program that we develop in technology with the small budgets, if you comparison with the big countries. Then we can, together with Nigerian armed force, the governments, the companies in Nigeria, work together to developing these capacities, this technology. You can increase very fast in these situations, 5 years, okay? We are talking about the capacity. Capacity is not equipment. Capacity is doctrine, learning, teach to the people, establish center of control, and new equipments too, but not only equipment. Then we had problem, and we are solving our problem. We have so hard problem like you have here, but it's not the point for this interview. And we discover how to developing this capacity, like a CISFRON, a system to control the borderlines, a system to control the sea, to avoid this big problem that you have, but we have ours too. Then our proposal to increase projects together in medium terms, long terms, and Nigeria will solve the hard problem that you have with security and defense, but increase your economy with good employers and technological autonomy. This is our proposal, and we are a brothers country. We can do this together.
All right, well, thank you very much. Ricardo, just help us clarify, how long will this collaboration take? It's a lot in terms of, capacity development. Talk us through what this is most likely to cost the Brazilian government to begin with, and how long this will last. Because it seems most of the focus is also to help us tackle the issue of intelligence gathering, when it comes to tackling insecurity.
Well, it will last as long as it will be necessary to last. Of course, we are initiating this bilateral cooperation with Nigeria. Of course, Nigerian Air Force is already using the Super Tucanos to fight against the terrorism in the northeast of the country. But the milestone here is really, without security, and I'm talking about land and maritime security, because we cannot, turn a blind eye to what's happening in the Gulf of Guinea and all the piracy and illicit activities going on there. So the milestone here is that without security, there cannot be, investments. And without investment, there cannot be growth and employment. And without growth and employment, there cannot be development and social welfare. So that's why Brazil, differently from other Nigerian partners in this sector of defense products, has come up with this idea of establishing a very narrow cooperation where we don't limit ourselves only about selling equipment, but also with TOT and training, capacity building, and so on. You know, you have to remember that Brazil and Nigeria have, the two countries share a strategic partnership. Okay, and this strategic partnership is based on this high-level mechanism that is coordinated by the vice presidents of the two countries. With Nigeria and Brazil, they share this strategic partnership, and it's one of the few countries in the world that Brazil shares this strategic partnership at the level of the vice presidents of the two countries. So just to show you how important Nigeria is for us as a South American country, and how important Nigeria is in the African continent. We are the two biggest GDP in Brazil, in South America, biggest GDP, biggest population. Nigeria is the biggest population, the biggest GDP in the whole African continent. So, and we share the same South Atlantic Ocean. So we have a lot in common, and I guess this the defense product sector is something that we can have. We have the means, and we have the technology, and we have the capacity to share this with Nigeria and help Nigeria to fight not only against terrorism, but also ordinary criminality. Because the idea is not only to commercialize weapons, but non-lethal technology is also on the table and is going to be negotiated with Nigeria.
Well, we'll have to leave the conversation there. Thank you so much, Ambassador Ricardo, and of course, the lead of the Brazilian delegation to Nigeria, Luis Antonio Brito, who've been speaking to us on the Nigeria-Brazilian cooperation on many fronts, especially security. Thank you so much for being on the news tonight.
Thank you.